Welcome to another episode of Port Charles Chat. I'm Mom.
And I'm Brandon.
Thank you for joining us again today. And for everybody, the day we're taping this is on March 17th. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. And I hope you're wearing green. How are you doing today, Brandon?
I'm doing well, Mom. How are you doing?
I am doing fine. Let's get started. And we are talking about the week of March 10th through March 14th. And so we'll give a little summary first. So first of all, Brooklyn. So we begin with Brooklyn. Brooklyn confronts her mother and grandmother about the baby that she gave away for adoption. Brooklyn talks about finding her son to both her grandmother and to her mother, but her mother does not believe that's something she should do right now. Later that week, Lois and Gloria talk about Gio being Brooklyn's son, while Brooklyn is not in the room. Drew threatens Portia. He knows that she changed the test results for Heather. Portia consults with Rick to see if her job is in jeopardy. He says yes. He later comes back a couple days later, and he says yes, and that she could serve time for changing the results. And then Drew, earlier that week, tries to take the family crypt from the Quartermaine family, as he claims that it's owned by the city and not a private residence, not in the private residence. And Tracy, as you can imagine, is not happy at all about this. Emma helps to show Drew is corrupt by airing him on social media. Valentine sends a message through Rocco's phone about Charlotte's whereabouts. Anna and Jason go and rescue Charlotte and bring her back to Port Charles. Valentine then escapes. Brennan and Carly become friendly with each other. Lucas gets in a fight with Brad, and then Lucas meets a new man. Let's see. Lucky is finally released from the hospital and decides to stay with Liz. And then Christina finds out about Sonny's heart problems. I know this is brief, but this is basically the week in review. Brandon, did I leave anything out?
I think that was the gist of it.
All right, let's get to down some of the fun things. So let's talk about our performers of the week. And Brandon, are you sitting down? Because you're going to be in shock. All right. I actually listed Drew as one of my performers of the week, because yes, he had a bit of a storyline. I mean, even though I didn't agree, and it was just odd, but the fact that he was talking to Tracy for long periods of time in regards to that family crypt, the fact that he was threatening Portia. He was truly acting this week. And so he, for me, was the performer of the week. And I'm also going to add in Emma. I really liked the way Emma was. I think she was only on for 1.5 days this week. But what she did with Drew, I really, really liked. I thought it just blended in really well. And I like the way she used social media in order to kind of show how corrupt that Drew was acting. All right, Brandon, who are your performers of the week?
All right. So first of all, I had to mention Emma, and that was from her social media scenes. I mean, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Look, she is my performer." But you've given me a compelling argument for Drew, and so I'm gonna set that as well as my two performers of the week.
All righty. All right. And then as for amusing scenes of the week, on Friday's episode, it started with a bingo scene. And I thought that was really cute. It was at the Quartermaines, and it was Brooklyn's family playing. And I thought that was really fun to watch this bingo scene at the Quartermaines. And then my second amusing scene of the week involved Lucky and Liz and all the interruptions that they received at their house. I kind of enjoyed watching everyone just kind of knock on the door and interrupt them. So those are my two amusing scenes of the week. All right, Brandon, how about you?
Yeah, I would definitely say them, and I'll also add a very brief one as well that had Curtis and Laura, just because I thought they had a really interesting and fun dynamic when it came to the newspaper. Speaking about our good old Congressman Cutthroat.
Yes. All right. And as for touching scenes of the week, for me, it was Charlotte and Lulu when they actually got a chance to be together. I really liked that dynamic. And then I actually liked Charlotte and Jason because Charlotte and Jason had a nice little scene too. And so I like both of those scenes with Charlotte. All right, Brandon, what about you?
Okay, so I actually have two. I really like the ones you said, and I'm going off the same general theme. I'm going to do mine though, focusing on Rocco and Sunny,
Uh huh.
and then Rocco and Charlotte.
Oh, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. So that sounds good. Sounds good. And then as for my fast forward scene, I'm sorry. I picked Drew for one, but Willow was once more my fast forward scene. How about you, Brandon?
Again, all these weeks are blending in for me, and so I don't fully even remember much of the week. I mean, outside of the Monday Tuesday thing with Tracy and Martin and all that, and Emma, I don't remember much of anything up until Friday.
Alrighty. And then we've got the Where Are You? Jocelyn, where are you? I know you're in the WSB, but they can still show you. So where are you, Jocelyn, for me? And Kevin. Alright. Anywhere are you for you, Brandon?
They at the very least did mention Kevin this week.
They did mention Kevin. Very true. Very true. All right. And then the welcome backs. Welcome back, Valentine. Welcome back, Charlotte. Welcome back, Lucky. And welcome back, Yuri. All right, Brandon. Who are your welcome backs?
And welcome back, Gloria.
Oh, yeah, Gloria, too. How could I leave her out? All right. And then as for next week, we saw that Lucas met someone named Marco. And so I thought he was kind of intriguing. We did see something on social media that kind of implied a little bit, and I had already guessed that and told Brandon that I really thought that Marco was going to be Sidwell's son. No confirmed sources or anything like that, just what we saw on social media. All right. So I'm looking forward to see what they plan to do with Marco. Brandon, what about you?
Yeah, I can confirm that you did indeed say that before, social media, made a mention of it this weekend. And what I find interesting is that as of today of recording, that post is now gone.
Yes, I did see that too, that it was gone. So we'll see what happens with this particular storyline. We'll see if Blaze returns. And we look forward to hearing what your thoughts are about General Hospital this week. All right, Brandon, any last thoughts for you?
Well, I would actually go back to that Friday opening scene with the bingo. I mean, we finally do get to see Yuri again, and I think at least since I've been watching, this is my first time, I believe, that I've seen him on screen.
I've seen Yuri before. It's just not there that he's not there that often, and so it was nice to see something just kind of fun. And I know General Hospital does have its fun moments, but it was just a different type of fun. So I was happy to see that.
But yeah, and so I do have to question though for Yuri that I'm glad to see that the Quartermaines are allowing him in the house, considering he's allowed every person that is not allowed on the property onto the property.
Yes, Yuri's not much of a security guard.
But he can't play bingo.
He can play bingo. Yes, he can.
Well, one last thing I want to mention, just as a minor note, is that we saw that the article about Drew was written by DeWitt that we had mentioned, way back when during the summer with the Blaze and Christina storyline. And even though I may not have said it on these videos, I've been saying for weeks now, at least, personally, that I feel like he should have come back, even not necessarily his presence, but more so his name in the sense of that if everyone wants to take down Drew, why is no one writing the article about him? So I'm so glad that they finally actually wrote an article about him.
Yeah. Yeah, you have mentioned that before, Brandon, or at least to me, you've mentioned that before. All right. And this is a short one, you guys, and we thank everybody for watching, and we look forward to speaking with you next week. Have a great day.
We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.